Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy Stevens, and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about ground and pound. We're going to go over a ground and pound technique here today with my boy Nadia Aguilar here. And as you know, most fights end up on the ground, and you have to ground fight. So I just want to go over a few brief techniques and show you a couple elbows that you can land from the guard or just be devastating if you're in the guard and from that aspect. So here we are. We'll go over a little bit of ground and pound technique. This is my boy Nadia Aguilar. And right here, as you know, if we take the guy down and he's locking guard, his basic thing, he wants to control my posture right here. Now he's controlling my posture, he's controlling my head. Another thing with that is he can bring me forward, and there goes my hands on the mat, and right there he could do Kimura. He could come up, do a Kimura, he could guillotine from here. There's so many aspects in order for me to get in trouble in this particular technique. So if he has a closed guard, one of the things I want to do is have proper posture. I want to look up to the ceiling. Another thing I want to do, it sounds kind of weird, you want to tuck your glutes underneath you. As I do this, he has a hard time bringing me in. Now I'm just right here. He has a hard time. If my glutes are just sitting back, boom, now I'm in lots of trouble. He can go over Kimuras, guillotines, like we just said. So I tuck my glutes. I keep inside space. This is a good thing that Jimmy teaches us in class. And we go over inside control. If my hands are on the mat, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I want to be on his body at all times. Whether I'm underneath his armpits in this way as such with my thumbs up, or I'm just controlling right here, pressing on the belly. Or another good technique is wrist control. Whether I have his wrist or he has my wrist right here, I can elbow there. And if I have his wrist control, I can elbow there. As you know, elbows are extremely dangerous. I recommend either if you do train this, you have like a nice pad holder, and don't throw elbows if you're just sparring or anything like that. This is just a simple technique in a fight that I use. It's very devastating, can split a guy, gash him really well. Let alone you can wear out your opponent by being on top of him and keeping good posture. If he tries to posture up and I have good glute engagement here, he can't come up. Try to come up, he can't. I keep him down, and I keep him down with inside space. Never on the mat. That's a no-no. That's just pretend that there's sharks right here on this mat and they're gonna eat your hand, or piranhas are gonna eat your hand real quick. We don't want to do that. Good jiu-jitsu guy, as soon as I go there, he's on the Kimura, his hips are out, and that's real bad. Always inside space, good control, looking for wrist control. If he decides to move his hips, we just follow. Right here, controlling inside space, looking to land devastating elbows. Whether he controls my wrist, boom. I control his wrist, boom. Another thing that's going to occur in a ground and pound situation, say I do posture up and I'm landing good strikes on this guy. This guy doesn't want to get hit. He's going to cover up and look for me to go here and then swim his arm out to bring me out here and get me in lots of trouble. So we want to keep good posture, and every time that he brings in here and grabs the back of my head, that's going to force my head to go down on his chest. I don't want to be here. I can't be here. And if I do get here, once again, I control inside space. I do not want to put my hands on the mat whatsoever. So I control inside space. When I feel comfortable and I have inside control, and again, I don't want to be reaching for his head right here. He could swoop for arm bars and get me in all types of trouble. So I want inside space. Once you get here, control this wrist. I peel it off like this, and I almost kind of put my head down like he's gonna, like a pad's gonna, you're gonna go duck under. So right here, he's trying to control right here. I peel off, and as I peel off, I keep this wrist and land my elbow after elbow after elbow. Again, that's the fight right there. The fight is he's trying to get my hands to the mat from this position in order to get me in trouble. I'm trying to keep here, inside space, control his wrist, and posture up and tuck my glutes and land devastating elbows. And that right there is pretty much the efficient way to do some ground and pound from the guard. Once again, I recommend you don't do this in sparring unless you're wearing elbow pads or training with a partner and they have some Thai pads. Pretty much that's it. This is my boy Nadia Aguilar. Be sure to check out his website, for further rehab and all types of other cool techniques and stuff that I use personally. And this is Ground and Pound 101, fellas. Thanks for joining.